This is Rissa from Tea and Smoke. Today I'll be doing the first collective smoke reading on the channel in honor of Spring Equinox 2023. For our first smoke reading, I'm introducing my friend Smokey. Smokey is a rescue cat, not my own animal companion, but one I'm working with today, who is literally biting me right now. Thank you so much, Smokey, for making an appearance for our smoke reading. Starting on the first page of the smoke reading, you can see someone is deeply contemplating the future. They're really trying to figure out what is it that they love. You could be considering your relationship or your professional direction as you are making plans for the future. You really want to emphasize, what is it that makes me happy? What is it that I love most going into this time? And the thing is, there are a lot of people waiting to see what you're going to do. They are hanging out all around the edge of this page, just waiting to see your next step. At the very center of this smoke drawing is a pinwheel, and it appears on every page because it is perfectly placed right in the middle. A pinwheel is all about inevitable change. Things that you know are definitely going to change regardless of what you do. So I ask you, as we're going into this new season, as we begin Aries, as we begin the spring, what is it that you really want to emphasize? And what is it that you want to let go of? The stone that came out with this first page was cinnabrite, also called cinnabar. This is a stone about knowing your purpose. It is encouraging you to get grounded and really listen to yourself. As we move into page 2, the pinwheel in the middle becomes like a giant burst. It's definitely pushing the new into your life, and quite honestly, it's going to push out some old things, including things that maybe feel stuck. This is sort of showing up around the edge as rocks, as hard boulders that are getting pushed out by that giant burst of energy. And you can see again, there are people in this picture too, as if they're holding on, and they don't necessarily want change, but they don't want to stay stuck either. So you have to think about, when you're looking at the people in your life, who does it make sense to move forward with, and who does it make sense to give some space to? Overlooking the page is a rabbit with its ears up. Not only is this a perfect symbol for the springtime, because rabbits are all about spring energy, this is also a symbol to pay attention. When you see a rabbit with its ears up, it's letting you know now is the time to listen. When you see a rabbit with its ears up, it's letting you know now is the time you need to listen and pay attention to what's going on around you. There's going to be important information that you could miss. The stone that came out with page 2 is celestite. Celestite is a stone that wants to remind you to trust your intuition. If you believe you have spirit guides, guardian angels, ancestors on the other side, now is definitely the time to tune in and listen to them. Celestite is also the stone of your deep internal realms. So if you haven't been honoring your true feelings, maybe now you should. As we move on to the third page of the smoke drawing, the dust is finally starting to settle. Now, when you're in spring energy and Aries begins the astrological year, there is definitely a fiery feeling, a feeling of lots of energy, of almost overflowing with the new. That's reflected in this drawing as well. That was the burst on the last page. But then things start to take root. They calm down a little bit. And here we are on page 3 in that calming energy. Even the very bottom of the page shows the straight line, sort of showing us that things will, in fact, level out for you. At the top of the page, there's some negotiations happening. It could be that in your professional or educational world, some new opportunities are going to come up. This is also emphasized by the 2 mushrooms flourishing on the other side of the page. They are all about sudden and fast change. The stone that came out for this page is rose quartz. It's a classic crystal, but also a reminder that being gentle and kind to yourself and others is always a good idea. Turning to the fourth and final page of the smoke drawing, you can see that in just a few weeks, the energy is going to feel a lot more settled and leveled out. There's also the number 8 showing up here several times. This could be a time marker for August, or it might be significant to you for some other reason. It's possible that something starting now, around the spring equinox, is going to come into full fruition by August. There also appears to be someone putting a loaf of bread into the oven. As you may know, bread is a long process. It has to be proofed, it has to rise, and then the baking takes longer than most other things. So my feeling from this is that this is the beginning of a project, process, or relationship that's going to take a minute. There also appears to be a flamingo on the bottom of the page. Flamingos can be a sign of new romance to come. They can also be about striking a good balance in your life. If you picture a flamingo standing on one leg to rest, you can imagine how this animal might be reminding you that despite all the fantastic new and exciting things coming along, it's important to be able to level it out, balance it out, and get enough rest. Interestingly enough, there's also someone vacuuming the bottom of the page as well. I think this is about remembering to do things in the right way. You don't want to leave a mess behind you or be incomplete in the way you handle your relationships, business, or education endeavors. So, as they say, be sure to dot your I's and cross your T's, or in this case, vacuum behind you. The final exchange on the last page, and for the reading, is a turtle, a stone wall, and a basket. To me, a basket symbolizes goodness yet to come, and it's waiting on a stone wall with a turtle peeking out from behind. It tells me that everything you want is coming, but it might not be quite as fast as what you want. Especially if you're in the spring equinox energy, you probably feel pretty charged up, ready to go forward. The turtle's a reminder that good things do come to those who wait. I think it's kind of cute that there's both a turtle and a rabbit, kind of like the tortoise and the hare in this reading, reminding you that yes, sometimes things go fast, but sometimes slow change is good. Thanks for joining me for my first collective smoke reading. Remember, I do offer personal readings. However, I will never approach you to offer you one. Thanks for joining me for the Spring Equinox reading. Smokey and I are signing off and wishing you a very happy spring. If you enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, or share with a friend.